Hello, everyone, and welcome to Organic Matters, the podcast brought to you by the Irish Organic Association. I'm here with David Sexton in Kildare Farm Foods and Kildare Farm Shop. But David, we were talking just before we started and I said, what's your title? And I get this feeling that you're not just a farmer, but you have a couple of other hats that you're wearing as well. So on a day-to-day basis, how many hats are you wearing? You're wearing your farmer hat, your businessman hat. Tell me a little bit about what your day is like.
Yeah, so farmer foremost, definitely. Worked all my life on the farm in order to secure, I suppose, a second income on the farm. In addition to my parents' income, I had to diversify into different things, and we were quite a small farm at the time, so we had to diversify into new enterprises that took very little land, because land is very expensive around Kildare. So we enhanced the small turkey enterprise on the farm at the time, and we grew that since 1996. We expanded that from a seasonal business to a daily business, and then we expanded the range over the years from turkey right across the board into fresh, frozen and ambient food lines that we purchase from other producers and other suppliers both in Ireland and internationally.
You're saying 1996, and you look like quite a young man now. So were you always heavily involved in the farm and always thinking of new enterprises from a young age?
Absolutely. I only had one intention when I was in school, that was to come straight home and farm. I did do a year in Warrenstown Agricultural College, and I did train to be an accountant at night after that in order to avoid going to college full time. I don't regret any of it, but it was definitely a challenge at the time. It has added to our knowledge of business and knowledge of farming, of course. And over the years we just literally bolted little bits on. We stuck with everything. We were dairy farming at the time, and the turkey and food business took such a centre role that we stopped milking cows about 15 years ago now, and we concentrated on growing and slaughtering all our own turkeys, adding new product lines, adding to our customer range. We always had a farm shop for Christmas to sell turkeys to locals and friends and family, and during the mid-noughties we decided we would enhance the farm shop part and try and have it open a little bit more than just for Christmas. So we opened on Saturdays, and it was very quiet in the beginning, I think like any farm shop, but we stuck with it because we're kind of durable here. We love to hang on till the last minute and see will it work. And during the recession, our food business, if you like, was struggling quite a bit with bad debts as a result of closures of restaurants, hotels, and the farm shop literally took off. People decided they wanted to get value for money. They like the experience of visiting the farm.
Isn't that interesting though? Because usually what people say is that farm shops are expensive, but during the recession you're saying that people came to get value for money.
Yeah, we believe it was value for money. Because the shop was so secondary, we literally put product that we had on the shelf almost at cost in order to try and give it a leg up and get it going. And we're very fortunate. We are in a cul-de-sac, but we're very fortunate. We're close to the M7, close to Kildare town, close to a huge commuter belt. And as I said, it literally grew legs on its own.
And it's very comfortable for people when they come in. There's a big car park. There's a cafe here now. I imagine it's grown and grown and grown though, over the years. So it started off just that small shop selling turkey seasonally, then on Saturdays, and now it's grown again. I know you said you only study accountancy at night time, but did that help play into managing the business? Because it's tricky, I think, as a farmer to go from, or maybe we should always be very business focused as farmers, and we're not, but to get that kind of business hat on to look at your profit and loss, did you have to learn a lot of skills along the way?
It definitely was a huge help. I actually don't have any active role in accounts here anymore. I'm more operations and fixing one thing or another. My wife looks after all the accounts. It was definitely a help. It gave us a great understanding of business and how to grow, how to finance ourselves, how to get over various challenges financially and otherwise over the years. but we were so firmly rooted in agriculture. It was always our first love, our first choice.
How big is the farm? Because I walked in and I saw a big long list of I guess activities all around the farm, and when I parked it looked like there was an orchard opposite the car park as well, so it seems like there's lots of different things are going on the farm. So give me an idea of what's happening.
Yeah, so we've today obviously a huge amount of activities, a huge diversification, variation in the business and in the farm enterprise. As I said, we were dairy farmers. We stopped that. We got into beef. It suited the work balance better for us. We always kept turkeys. We keep some thoroughbred horses. We made the decision to get into organics purely because our local authority vet, Alan Mooney, he is an organic farmer for a very long time, and inevitably he came for business reasons, but farmer to farmer it kind of always ends up a conversation about farming, and we were just intrigued, I suppose, and inspired by his stories about organics. And Alan has since retired. He's farming full time now, I believe, but we decided to take the jump into organics in 2020, and we converted half the farm, about 80 or 90 acres. We still have the other half of the farm in conventional. Our intention is to move everything over slowly, but it's difficult when you're reliant on certain enterprises to change everything together. And we literally knew nothing about organic farming. I thought I knew everything about farming, but we went into the organic farming with no plan, no product list whatsoever, and we just picked up on other organic farming articles, TV programs. One of the first things we did was the orchard. We put in an orchard in 2021. While we were in conversion, we put in 3,000 fruit, nut and berry trees. They're all irrigated automatically with solar pumps, water from the farm. Our intention is to put turkeys back in, undergrazing in them in 2025 next year. We built a foraging walk so people could forage along the fruit, nut and berry trees. We started doing pumpkins for Halloween. We put in tomato tunnels this year, which were a huge success. We put in strawberries, not as easy to grow out of the ground, but we're learning from it for next year, hopefully. We have our own apple juice. Last year, the crop this year is not quite as good, but literally any product that we can grow on the farm and get into the shop, people go mad for it. It sells out.
Really?
Within
just because it has organic on it?
Days. We've a fantastic customer base, and I suppose we were a little bit nervous about organics in the beginning because it comes at a higher price tag. It's tricky enough to source organic products unless they're long life products on a daily basis in order to put them on your shelf and have them consistently. So you could have it for a week or two, then it's gone out of season or it's gone out of stock and you're back to square one, so you're losing the customers again. So in order to keep our customers consistent and happy that we give them something on a regular basis, we decided we would try and grow the stuff ourselves, and when we have it in season we try and sell everything ourselves. We do have a couple of long life products, but by and large they're fresh, straight to the shelf products that are sold out instantly. It authenticizes us to a huge degree. It helps to make the experience more real for visitors. Everybody reacts really well to it, the organic product and the organic story, if you like. And it's fantastic to do. It's, as I said, I thought I knew everything about farming, but when you start growing things, we were like dairy farmers, beef, horses, turkeys. I really knew nothing about growing things, but growing product that you can actually sell yourself, it's extremely enjoyable and very rewarding. And
it's obviously going quite well for you as well, because there's a big enterprise here. Like I said, there's a cafe outside, there's customers here already. I think it's only just after 10 o'clock on a Friday. And there's a lot of staff around as well. So how many staff are you keeping going in this whole enterprise?
We have between 40 and 50 staff. It varies from season to season. We do have a huge customer base. We have about 150 to 160,000 visitors per year.
Wow.
They all buy a range of food. They come for different reasons. They come to see the animals. They come to play crazy golf. They come to use the train. They come to see Santa. They come to pick a pumpkin. They come for Halloween train rides that we do. We constantly try and enhance the range of products that we have in order to encourage people to come here for something different rather than just a head of lettuce or a bag of potatoes, to try and build up a loyal customer base. And we've actually managed to grow a base of tourists, in particular this year. For some reason, we've had a huge increase in the amount of international tourists that we're attracting. We invested a lot of money on our website last year and the year before, and it's kind of paying dividends now. We've put online booking in place, even though we're still free to visit. We don't charge entry. It was like our original concept that in order to get people to come out here, we had to have something to draw them out. So we made it free, and we've maintained it free forever. There are a number of paying activities, but it's your choice whether you want to spend money or not. You can still come here for free, enjoy your day, and go home. Obviously, we encourage people to spend money. But yeah, everything we have tried, not everything, but the majority of things that we tried, because we have a good base, has been successful, because you're bolting on another little bit. Activity wise, you were asking, I've listed a few. Halloween, Easter, summertime is obviously huge. Christmas is huge for us. We've everything from, I wish we could have Santa every week. He's a great draw for customers, and the kids off school, of course, obviously helps.
Well, will we go out and have a look at the shop, and you can give me a flavour of the organic products you have as well? Let you lead the way. So this is the shop.
So we're expecting a fresh delivery of veg in today. We changed all our veg offering to organic last year when we had our first organic products. The strawberries are ours, the mint, lettuce, 2 types of tomatoes, cabbage. So we have an organic supplier for our to maintain stock of other items that we're not growing yet, but we do intend in the future to enhance the range and bring on more stuff. Then all our beef is Irish. We don't have any organic beef yet, but we intend next year to fatten our organic cattle and pilot it maybe with one animal first. If that works, then we'll keep moving it along, but we're not going to start into it until we can have a consistent supply all year round.
And what kind of animal do you favour? Is it a dairy beef cross, or is it a Hereford, or what is it? We
actually buy in the spring. We don't winter any animals currently, but we plan to start wintering them if this works. We try and go for something that will finish quickly but have a decent carcass size, so limousines, some Angus if you can get them. It can be a challenge to get animals when you're buying them in the spring. It's difficult to get the right type of animal, so again it's part of trying to enhance it and maybe bring in another farmer or two on board that we could buy some cattle from, slaughter and sell ourselves.
It's great to have the plans though, that like with the eye and continually looking ahead. I suppose you have to with the business as well.
Absolutely, yeah. We spend huge amounts of money on beef every week. It's easy in a way to bring in your own line then, because you're taking one product off the shelf and putting one line of your own organic product. You can pilot it, test it and see what works, what cuts work, and enhance it from there when you have consistency of supply. Then we have every type of chicken. Manor Farm are our chicken supplier. And then we have a lot of frozen brands of chicken, veg, pork, sausages. Our pork supplier is FX Buckley in Dublin and Loughnans in Galway. We have a couple of other select small brands dropped in there. Like local people tend to like some product or other, some brand or other, so we would take on the brand and see how it goes with everybody. If it works, then we keep it on.
I can't get over how busy the place is. Is it like this is only a weekday as well? Weekends must be mad.
This is quiet.
This is quiet.
Yeah,
wow.
It's quiet. So this is, everything here is organic. These are our own potatoes from this year.
Yeah, and I love that you have like a separate section. And
Yeah.
Oh my God, you got your own porridge as well. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you have to get your own little mill, or where do you send it?
No, so we sell our porridge, our oats to Flavins, and they mill a couple of ton for us and sell it back to us in bulk bags, and we decant it off and label it up ourselves. We find that anything with our label on it, whether it be a good brand or a bad brand, it tends to sell better for us. Once our label is on it, people are attracted to it a lot quicker.
That's amazing.
This is our own apple juice from last year still.
Yeah.
And these are our tomatoes. The tomatoes have been a roaring success. I couldn't believe it. I've never grown a tomato in my life until this year. And in January, on a whim, a guy that looks after our irrigation, I said to him, could we grow anything in a tunnel, do you think? And he said, you could grow everything. So I ordered 2 tunnels. We put them up the week later, and we looked for 2 products that we put in and have side by side and not interfere with each other. And tomatoes, strawberries we thought were going to be easy to grow, but they've been really challenging. Maybe the year that's in it or soil type, I'm not sure. But the tomatoes, fantastic. We have a bumper crop of tomatoes. We've hundreds of kilos every week coming out of one tunnel.
Ryan, do you want to be on the podcast? Ryan here said hello to me when I came in, and this is your son.
Yeah.
And I got just the air of Ryan almost the second that I met him, that he was a young man with a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Ryan, is this your summer job or full-time job?
Full-time job.
Oh my God.
Whenever I'm home, that's a full-time job, yeah.
And what do you like best about the farm shop?
The diversity.
Yeah.
So you're not doing the same thing every day. You're constantly fixing this or working on this or helping someone with that. It's just you don't know what you're doing when you wake up. That's what I like about it.
I was talking to your dad, and he was saying kind of 1996 that he was kind of taking on the reins of this and taking it over, and you seem quite young as well. And there's this whole thing about generation renewal and getting young farmers into farming. And is it something for you that you're keen to be involved in the business because of that diversity?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's a great job for me personally. I think it's, as I said, the diversity in it suits me. I'm not stuck doing the same thing, and I think starting it from such a young age, it's just helped me to take over the reins slowly and learn how it works, and hopefully in years to come now I can take it over. Yeah,
you've got a queue of customers, but I'll let you go in a second. But is it important as well that there's money in the future? And I don't want to be mercenary about it, but there does have to be money in the future to keep people on farms as well. Is that important for you too?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's very important to have money in it. Yeah, and there's always, if something doesn't work, there's always another option. You just have to keep looking if something doesn't work. I think there's always another option. No, you just have to look. Yeah.
Fair play. I'll let you get back to your customers. Thank you very much. There's a coffee machine going on in the background there. There's a lot happening, isn't there?
Yes. So this is our restaurant. We currently sell some of our products, use some of our products in the kitchen to create meals. It has been too difficult to have a consistent supply in order to drop it onto a menu. It's definitely our next plan. We're going to try and have signature dishes, all organic products, all coming from the farm all the time. Hopefully the beef will work, because beef is kind of an easy sell, especially in a farm shop. If we could have a steak sandwich with possibly our own bread, our own relish, our own sauce. We will have to get our own. We'll have our own potatoes then for chips, and again, it's going to be one of the more challenging things to have consistently. Once you get a name for having your organic steak sandwich, you kind of have to have it all the time. So, but it is definitely our next major string to the bow.
Well, David, thank you very much for that. If people want to come here, how can they find you? What's your website?
So it's kildarefarmfoods.com. We do encourage people to book online. They're free tickets. You just book so we can track numbers for staffing. You can book any of the activities, as I said. It's a fantastic day out. There's an awful lot to see. If you haven't been here before, it's a fantastic day out. We do run really good events. Our Halloween event is sunflower picking is our next event, starting on Tuesday. It's the first time we've ever done it as well. and then Halloween, straight into Halloween. It's actually almost as big as Christmas for us now. Last year was a huge success with the pumpkin picking. Yeah.
Thank you very much. For everyone listening, you've been listening to Organic Matters, the podcast brought to you by the Irish Organic Association. And for more on organics, you can go to www.irishorganicassociation.ie. And if you want any more podcasts, you can find them online on your Spotify or SoundCloud or anything like that. But for me, Hannah Quinn Mulligan, thank you very much for tuning in.